And welcome back to part 4 of What If Naruto Was on Team Guy. Last time, we left off with the training arc between the Chunin exam preliminaries and the finals. Naruto trained... Oh, excuse me. My dinner didn't almost come up, but I just got like a breath and just something got into like a hiccup. Naruto trained with Guy as opposed to Jiraiya. They've never even met Jiraiya. Although, that's not entirely true. I do think there's a scenario where Guy may have met Jiraiya during the train while Naruto's training and asked for some advice on seals, specifically weight seals. It was seals that you could use in place of the physical weights that Lee uses that Naruto's technically been using. So I think that could have happened, but he has not actually officially met Jiraiya. Should note, one thing I didn't talk about is Sakura, because she is in the finals here. Not that it's going to matter too much, but her training and learning things for the finals would be important for a character down the road. So, who did she train with? Well, she actually would not have trained with Kurenai. Kurenai actually was helping Shino train. So that's, even though a lot of people like to bring that up, that's not likely to have happened here. But training with someone, say, like Anko, that's very doable. So Sakura most likely would have learned how to use Senbon a bit more effectively, or use Senbon in general. Probably started working with poisons, things along those lines. Probably turning into kind of like a Shizune type character. But otherwise, not much else to go over. Someone did bring up, though, and I don't want to be mean in calling it a dumb comment. That's not what it was. But with all the, what's the best way to put it? And I'm pretty certain this person isn't one of the people who has asked for me to do more fanfic type storytelling. I'm sure you weren't, but and I'm actually looking up exactly what this person said because I just want to quote them properly here. Okay, where was that? Oh, there you go. It was a part 3. Turtle power. That was my label for part 3. If you haven't watched part 3, go watch part 3 before watching this part. Now, what was the comment the person made? Let's see here. In the main turtle shell. Let's see here. Who was the person? I'm not going to name the person, by the way. I'm just trying to find the comment. Okay. One person said, I don't understand the Oogway inclusion. It's a crossover when that isn't the basis of the what if. Okay. So to explain that real quick, people ask me to get fanficky all the time, and I almost never do it. So when I do get fanficky, I get someone who is now complaining about me going fanficky. But again, this is the majority of people don't ask me to do fanfic. They ask me to, just do my what ifs, which is fine. But occasionally doing a fanficky kind of thing is fine. Why the Oogway inclusion? Why did that? It's not the basis of the what if, yes. But if someone in canon were to gain the turtle summoning contract, we don't have a lot of turtles. We only got one canon turtle tortoise to go off of. So this is a scenario where I can go a little fanficky and just include turtles or tortoises, shelled reptiles, if you will, throughout fiction that I can include as summonings and just throw them in there. Now, by the way, I'm not saying Kung Fu Panda is now canon with this series. No, this Oogway is just the Oogway from Kung Fu Panda, just living in the world of Naruto with Naruto world memories. He doesn't know anyone named Po or anything like that. Same with Terra Spin, Caracosta, and a couple of the other turtles that will show up. So my one is, again, it's not necessarily a dumb comment. In fact, I shouldn't even say that. It's not a dumb comment. I got kind of not heated, but a little taken back. I'm like, people ask me for fanfics all the time. Now we start going fanficky stuff and you complain. But I'm sure you were someone who wasn't doing that, who's not asking for that. It's something where, even though it's not the basis of the what if, I can play around with it. For example, if Naruto were to gain if Naruto gained a dragon summoning contract were a what if, that would be the what if, so that's different. But the point is, a contract in the world of Naruto where we don't know all of this, the animal summonings for that contract, it allows for at least some wiggle room and some playing. Now, that being said, Also, I'm gonna say this comment that just showed up because I think it's actually very important. Now that being said, we left off with Naruto and Neji about to face her, and they're standing off. Begin, and Naruto's just looking on as like looking on at him, just kind of he's got an angry look on his face, but also a bit of a sad look. Like, despite how much of a jerk Neji has been and is being, Naruto considers him a friend. And Neji even says, "You should give up now, Naruto. You're strong. There's no way. There's no doubt about it. But I don't. But there's no way you can beat me. And so just give it up now. So just please give up now. I don't want this to end like it did for Lee, and or did for he. Actually, no, he wouldn't say it for Lee, but maybe he would. But I think you don't want this to end up like it did for Hinata." And Naruto just goes like, "Enough of this." It's like you don't get to talk about Hinata after what you did. What gives you the right to talk to people this way, to treat them this way? It's like treat them this way. You think you're better than everyone else? And Neji's like, "You don't know anything about it." "Of course I don't know anything about it. You never talk about it. You want me to know about it? Then tell me what the hell your problem is." And Neji, admittedly, would be a little taken back by. I think she's a little taken back by that because Naruto raises a damn good point. How am I supposed to understand where you're coming from if you don't ever tell me where you're coming from? And so Neji finally reveals what happened the night his Hinata was kidnapped, shows off the seal in his head. Everyone's just kind of like, "Oh!" And now Naruto's looking at him with pity is not the right word, but with sympathy. And he's sympathetic to what Neji has had to go through, being a branch member of the Hyuga clan. And he just looks on, it's like, "Now you understand, Naruto. We can't escape our destiny." And it's destiny. And so it's just best that you give up now before it's too late. Naruto just looks on, it's like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry everything happened to you that way. But you don't have the right to just say destiny can't be changed just because something bad happened in your life. Something bad happens to everyone's life. That doesn't mean you're cursed. And doesn't mean you have the right to take it out on Hinata. The person who was kidnapped kidnapped had nothing to do with it beyond that. And if nothing else today, I'm going to beat some sense into you because that's what friends do for each other." And this again, and Naruto's not only just defending Hinata and for you, I'm going to beat your ass. And Neji's kind of taken aback by that a little bit. Like, despite how Neji might appear, he's still considered Rock Lee at minimum let's call it a work friend. He still was a teammate. I would say he ultimately did consider him a friend. And the long and short of it is he considers Naruto a friend. Like, he doesn't like to sometimes doesn't want to admit it out loud, but he definitely considers Naruto a friend. And Tenten is looking on, and Hinata's looking on, and it's like, "Naruto, Neji." It's like, "Yeah," and very well then, Naruto, let's do this. And Naruto just, "Shukaku jutsu, you ready?" And Naruto comes in, he rushes. He hasn't even taken the weights off, or taken the weight off, I guess is the better term. But he rushes in, and Neji immediately points and notes he's even faster than Lee with his weights down now. And Naruto's coming in, and he notes that Naruto is coming in fast and hard. Naruto even comes in, rushes, and just as Neji pops a clone, Naruto has his hand out in front of him. Gale Palm! And he gets blasted in there. Naruto makes a couple more clones. Sully then rushes in, "Gate of opening, open!" And then rushes, starts to try to overwhelm him with speed and numbers. Now, I'm gonna wait for that comment because someone made a comment about how Naruto, without Kyobi's chakra, Naruto doesn't beat Neji. I don't think people realize how strong Neji is. Blah 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 blah. Okay, Naruto can beat Neji without Naruto. If we're looking at canon Naruto, that's one thing. It is one thing. This is not canon Naruto, so that logic can't apply to this Naruto. Especially because we've had him training in different ways. You can't apply the same logic to a non-canon version of Naruto. That's pretty much all I'll say on that, really. Anyway, Naruto comes in, rushes in, and he is overwhelming Neji a little bit. Neji is struggling, and eventually all the clones are just kind of racing in. "Second gate, open!" And then, because Naruto's just yelling out, and they come in, rushing. Neji eventually has to catch the punch and finally do a rotation. Rotation! Boom! And then main Naruto is back like, "What the hell? You've definitely gotten fast, Naruto, but you're not going to be able to get through You're not going to be able to stop me. And now Neji's turn to rush in, and even though Naruto is fast, Neji is still fast. Neji was able to keep up with base, let's not call it base. I guess base is fine. Base QB released Naruto. So yeah, like, let's be very clear here. Neji is extremely fast. And Kakashi even noted that even Sasuke wouldn't have been able to keep up with him prior to the training. So he rushes in, and Naruto immediately is on this, he's still in the second gate, and he makes a couple more clones, but Neji just quickly, it's no good hiding behind your clones, Naruto. Poof, if I know where you are. I know. Poof, pops open. Naruto comes in with another kick, and Neji's about to block it. It's like, you'll have to do better than that. All of a sudden, the kick suddenly goes, poof, and Neji gets tagged and goes, poof, poof, skids, and nearly has to catch himself. And he's holding his arm. Meanwhile, a guy who made sure to get there in time, along with Lee, to watch the match, is, Guy Sensei, what was that? Wait, it's his weights. It's the weights on his legs. Weights? I don't see any weights. No, with Naruto, we tried something different. You see, Lee, I implored the physical weight training with you. Actual physical weights to be worn. But with Naruto, they just they were a little too cumbersome. Plus, they didn't gel well with his personal style. So we decided to go with something different. I asked a wise ninja about weight seals. The general principle is funnel more chakra and you increase the weight. But I didn't think Naruto could ever use it in such a way. What do you mean? When Naruto went for the kick, Naruto's already in the second gate, but his weights have already been on. Normally, Lee, when you use your weights, when you take your weights off, you then go into your first gate, and then second, and so forth. However, Naruto decided to go a different route. He was already moving at such high speeds thanks to the first two gates. But then his speed was amped even further by releasing the weights on his legs, causing a quick and immediate rapid attack. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work more than once on Neji. Neji's too analytical for that, and his reflexes are just as good as Naruto's, if not better. Naruto was able to get a good hit on him and may even affect his following attacks, but it's not going to be enough to beat him. Naruto basically just keeps the weights off because Guy says, yeah, I'm probably only going to get one good hit on that. But luckily, it was a good shot because Neji had to block, and he actually can feel it. He looks with his Byakugan. My arm's fractured. Not broken, but it's going to affect my fighting style. Naruto's really giving me everything he can. Very well, then I'll have to do the same. And Naruto comes rushing in, and Neji just basically holds still and more or less catches Naruto off guard and just rushes and manages to finally land a strike on him. He's like, crap! Shadow Clone! And he's like, no, and he kicks Naruto, and then he's right in front of Naruto, and he's just looking on, and he's like, I'll have to bear through the pain on this. You're within my 8 trigrams, Naruto. And Naruto's now just scared. He's like, nah. And he basically quickly makes a hand sign. He's like, 2 palms, 4 palms, 8 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms, 8 trigrams, 64 palms. Naruto's like, bah! Yeah, but then, after the fact, Neji, who's trained to use his fingers like that his whole life, suddenly he's like, my fingers, wait, something's wrong. As Naruto's kind of getting off from the ground. Oh, God, that hurts so much. And now Neji can actually see, even though he can see through the chakra a little bit. Yeah, okay, even though he can see Naruto's chakra points to a certain degree, he's noticing that there seems to be these concentrated points of chakra on Naruto's body. Unfortunately, it's not covering Naruto's entire body. It's covering mostly like his arms, like a portion of his arms like this, his chest specifically, and he decided to avoid his back, so he's able to kind of wrap it, he's able to enforce it more, but still it hurt. His chakra points weren't 100% saved from that. It's like, wait, what is this? And all of a sudden, he undoes his Byakugan just to see, and sure enough, on Naruto's body, looks to be these turtle shell-like formations. And Naruto even wraps his knuckles in a little bit just to kind of increase them to a degree. And Neji's like, what is this? Tortoise style. Shell armor jutsu. Offense through defense indeed, Naruto. Well done. But how are you going to be able to beat Neji with just a turtle shell? And to which Neji even says the same thing. You think you'll be able to beat me with just a turtle shell? give it up, Naruto. It's over. You cannot beat me. And Naruto just throws a couple more clones at him. Just they're hitting a little hard, thanks to the turtle shell, but the rotation is able to just blow them away as he's kicking up dust and several rags are on the ground. And that catches Neji's eye because the rags get caught in his rotation spin, and all of a sudden grab him. Like, what is? And Naruto's like, you're so busy focusing on me, you didn't notice the clones I placed around here after a little while, did you? And all of a sudden, a couple clones are shown in the bushes with his, again, Ginton, I think it's called, maybe iron wrappings. And you really think this will hold me? And he tries to channel chakra through the iron wrapping, and it gets to one of the Naruto clones eventually, as it does pop the clone out of existence. But unfortunately, Naruto just makes more clones. Well, all of a sudden, just grab him with the other rabbit and grab his hands like, ugh. It's like, not going anywhere this time, Neji. Third gate. Wow, God, it's the gate of opening, gate of life. Whatever. Third gate, open. And it's like, Neji like rotate, and he can't move. And his eyes like, it's like, and he just Naruto comes, Uzumaki Lotus! Boom! Right in the solar plexus. Just, and just, and then boom! And just puts Neji basically into the wall. Just, and Neji just kind of down. He's not out per se. Like he's not knocked out, but he's like, like he can't get back up. And furthermore, like the Naruto stand over him, just like, it was seen that Neji Hyuga is unable to battle. The winner is Naruto Uzumaki. Everyone cheers. And Neji just comments, Shadow Clone Jutsu, huh? I should have known that is your specialty. I got careless with you, Naruto. And then Naruto gives the speech that, you know what? I failed the I failed the academy 3 times. Technically speaking, in this version, would he have failed 3 times? It actually would have probably only been like 2 times. I just failed the academy. Let's just use the example of he failed 3 times. I think let's just say that. Because I can't remember in this version if I had him pass early. No, I know what I did. Yeah, I had him swap with Lee, so he did still fail 3 times. That's what happened. So, it's 3 times. And, the jutsu I had the most trouble with, the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And Neji is kind of wide. It's like, yeah, you never asked, did you? It's funny thing what happens when you don't ask people about themselves. You don't learn everything. So don't look at me and tell me you can't change your fate, because unlike me, you're not a failure. And obviously he walks out, yeah, and Tenten and Hinata, who wouldn't have been passed out, are like, struggling at this point. And Tenten's like, yeah, it's my teammate. It's like, well done, Naruto. Good try, Neji. And obviously Kashi would eventually talk to Neji. Now, sorry, my answering machine is going off. Someone was calling, but probably wasn't important. Now, the fight with Dosu and Sakura would probably go pretty quick. Like, she wouldn't really even have to show off most of what she's learned, because she's fought this guy before. By the way, Dosu would still be alive here, because I think one of the reasons he went to kill Gaara, A, is because Gaara was fighting Sasuke, but B, there was an odd number of matches, so I think Dosu does decide to hang around here and survive. And Dosu tries to take her on, but she knows about his techniques, so she just puts in earplugs. All's well that ends well in that. Sasuke shows up eventually, and probably actually right on time before they have to cancel the match. But that being said, does anything change here? Well, Sasuke is faster here because he's been training with Lethal as well. So I do see him being able to be faster, but nothing much would change beyond that. And so that fight would go about the same. Obviously, the invasion of sand and the sound would happen. Naruto would still get knocked out. I don't think there's anything changing that, but he does also get woken up. Sasuke goes after Gaara. Obviously Kakashi and Guy are fighting the sound engine. Naruto wakes up, and I do think Kakashi tells him to go with Sakura and Shikamaru. So they go chasing after Sasuke. Shikamaru stays behind, obviously, and eventually Naruto comes in, boom, crash, Garkaku, we'll call him, the Shukaku Gaara in the face as he does in the original. Now, obviously, Sasuke can't fight, and Sakura realizes, there's nothing I have. I can't get through that sand. Like, I could maybe try to poison him, but I'd be lucky if I could do it. And Naruto's like, get out of here. I got this guy. And it's like, you got me. You're going nowhere. And Naruto just quickly takes the weights off. Gets Sakura out of there quickly. And just, Sakura, get Sasuke out of here now. Yeah, I said you're not going anywhere. Great breakthrough. Boom. When he just fires off a great breakthrough because he did learn that technique earlier in the training arc. And just counters the sand. Comes, you're strong, Naruto Uzumaki, but not strong enough. I'll kill you. I promise I'll make your death sweet and painful. And Naruto's like, bring it on. He just comes in. He's basically made sure to wrap his hands now with the iron bandages he has to like deliver hard punches. He goes full turtle shell armor. He's at the third. He goes third gate again. And he just starts rushing in. He's tagging Gaara as best he can. Like he's fast. He's faster than Lee in this level at this level of gate now. He's surpassed Lee at this point. He has. Granted, Lee is his own guy, but still, he's surpassed Lee's physicality at this point. But still, it's not enough, and Naruto just kind of has to push it even farther as Gaara's gaining ground. He's getting wrapped up the center. Fourth gate, open! And now Naruto's skin is starting to go red. His hair's going wild. He's looking kind of like a weird version of, say, like a version 2. Not a version 2. You know what it would look like? Kind of how Naruto looked after he did the Four Tails in the Orochimaru arc, or the bridge arc, where he's kind of missing most of his skin, minus the fact that he's not missing his skin, but that kind of coloring, basically. And so he kind of looks a bit like a demon. Now, as it's been pointed out, Naruto does not have the Kyuubi chakra here. Let me rephrase that. He has never accessed his Kurama chakra yet. But heightened, with the one thing that's an interesting idea is, would loosening, opening the gates make him more susceptible to the Fox's chakra? Because he's doing the inhibitors, the limiters on his chakra system. And the Fox is to some degree connected to that. Not as in depth as he is later on, but still there's enough for him. And he would be in a lot of emotional turmoil. I will say this doesn't activate the Fox chakra, but this is a good bridge to get there in this fight, which spoilers, we'll definitely get there. But Naruto's like going fourth gate. Now he's struggling. Now he's really like, I gotta end it. I can't hold this for very long. And he starts ramming into Gaara again, who isn't prepared for this much power Naruto, because unlikely Naruto can do one other thing. Shadow Clone, multi-shadow clone jutsu. There's like at least a couple dozen. He can't go to the full 100 because right now he could. The chakra is like increases drastic, but it's just so much of a burden on his body that he can barely do it, but he can still make a good couple clones. And they start basically doing the Uzumaki barrage like they did originally, except now he's just overwhelming him. Then just gets blasted on the ground. And finally, all those Uzumakis got him with the iron bandages, the Gintin, I want to call it. And he just, Uzumaki, Lotus, boom! And he's into the ground. And all the clones pop up. Naruto's just, his bones are almost breaking. But luckily, because of, again, Uzumaki recovery ability plus the Fox chakra, and he's just barely able to not destroy his body. But still, I can't hold that for very long. And you're still standing. Fun! This will end this. And he's basically just got clone jutsu in his Gale Palm, just to basically knock his ass. I was like, not to him. There's no way I'm gonna lose to a guy like him. And poof, Naruto gets blasted back. I gotta. And he's getting caught up in the center. Goodbye, Naruto Uzumaki. And he just thinks, like, I got one more thing. He's still got like chakra left over from opening the gates. Technically, the gates are opened for a little bit. He's still got extra chakra. So, please just give me someone who can help. Summoning jutsu! Boom! It's like, what? And there, standing there, is a very large turtle with 2 tusks in his mouth, short stubby arms, and just looking about the same size roughly as Shukaku. Actually, I don't know how big Gamera really is compared to Shukaku, but I assume he's in that ballpark. And he just stood there. Now, Gamera doesn't actually talk, but for the sake of this, what if we can give him give the ability to talk and say, huh? What am I? I'm trying to think of how Gamera would sound with a voice. What am I? What am I? Nope. He's old. He's a protector of the earth, and he is a he. So I think maybe something along the lines of, "What am I doing here? What am I? Boy, you're one of our new summoners. Is that correct? Wait, yeah, hi. Why you think you summoned me into a fight? I am Gamera. I am protector of this world. I have more important things to do than me aiding you in combat, boy. It's like, please, I just need your help. Like, not, why should I help? It's like, now I see why you needed my help. Shukaku, the sand spirit. You know him? I am very aware of the tail beast, boy. The one-tailed sand tanuki. A dangerous foe, to be sure. So please, will you help me out? I gotta protect my friends. I gotta protect my own. And Gaara suddenly just like, boop. It's like, You're lucky I have a fondness for children. Very well, I'll help you. I'm not chosen. What's that? Nothing. And basically, very well. Let us fight. They clash, and Gamera, hold on, boy. And sit in the center of my shell. And like maybe this Gamera has like a little. His shell, the center of his shell has like a little circle that spins, so you can't get dizzy when he's spinning in his attack style. He's like, well, he can fly, and he's got fire, and just like roasts one of Shukaku's arms, and then it's just not bad. I'll show you the true power of the sand, and play possum jutsu, and he starts doing air bullet, just doing fire style, turtle fire style. Plasma bolt! Boom! Just blasting because it's plasma. That's what he's doing. He's actually shooting. Just boom, boom, and they're clashing. He just kind of like tackle Shukaku, starts lifting him a little bit. He's too heavy. And then, it's like, I've got him, boy, but you're going to have to wake him up. And don't fret. Don't fret, but you'll have to dig in deep, boy. Get some of that chakra out of there. You really going to let your friends down? And Naruto just, no, I won't. I promise I won't. I'm not going to let you hurt anyone. And there is that little bit of, again, I wouldn't even call it as strong as when he fought Haku, but between the gates kind of loosening, I guess that's the best way, but loosening up his, not the seal, but his chakra pathways and the heightened emotional state, he does ultimately gain a pseudo, like not even pseudo, just a weaker version of what he did against Haku. Like chakra's not just flowing off of him like it did there, but he's still got a little bit of an aura. He's still got that eyes. He's still got the fangs. He's still got the claws, the teeth. Just rushes in, just boom, just cracks Gaara right in the face. Just and Gaara says, "You disrupted my jutsu," and he attacks him with the sand. Just Naruto, still having some of the fox chakra in him, just. It's like, I swear I won't let you hurt them, no matter what! Boom! Just smashed him right in the face. And Gaara even sees the look, and I was like, what is this? Is he like me? I don't understand. And obviously Gaara gets knocked down. They clash one more time. Naruto's pretty much down for the count. Sasuke does tell him, it's alright, Sakura and me are fine. And Sakura's there too. He's like, yeah, guys, that's a relief. And obviously Gaara then nopes out of there as Naruto still gives his speech to Gaara. And unfortunately, the third does pass. So that leaves us at the end of this arc. Now, the Tsunade retrieval arc is gonna probably be very different. Because again, as a lot of people some people have pointed out, Jiraiya didn't intend to train Naruto until after the main story, pretty much, during the 3-year skip. So there's no reason for him to try to drag Naruto along here, which is very interesting and possibly bad for Jiraiya. And possibly not good for the village, because Naruto's kind of the big reason Tsunade agreed to come. Not for him, but because he convinced her, because of just who he was. So I'm going to have to really look into the story and see what goes wrong here, because there might be some things that go wrong here. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for next.